MMA Boxing Talk here. This is a prediction video for Fedor Emelianenko versus Fabio Maldonado, taking place this Friday. It's in Russia, only on Fight Pass, which is, it's too bad. You can always stream it. Now, if you live in Eastern Time Zone, this fight will be at 11 a.m. on Friday morning. With the time change, it being in Russia, it'll be around 6 o'clock supper time in Russia, but they're 7 hours ahead of Eastern Time, so that would be 11 a.m. I'm off Friday, so that kind of works out for me. I get to watch that. Nice thing to check out early in the morning. Now, before I get into the prediction video, I want to, state that Fedor was on Ariel Helwani's MMA Hour today, and he said, that there's a great possibility that he can still sign with the UFC, and that, he's never been closer to signing with the UFC. Now, I mean, take that for what it's worth. The UFC's tried to get Fedor for many, many years. I think now would be the easiest time to acquire Fedor. He's not the hot commodity like he once was, but we'll see what'll happen. I'd love to see him still fight in the UFC, come and fight the heavyweights of the UFC, I mean, the one good thing is that there's a lot of old heavyweights. Fedor's 39 now. So, he could definitely compete with some of the heavyweights of today. There's no doubt about it. I'd be curious to see how he'd match up, But before, that happens, he's got to get past Fabio Maldonado, who's, he's a tough guy. He's got a great chin. He's got some pretty heavy hands, some decent boxing. I think Fedor obviously is the much well-rounded fighter. Better jiu-jitsu. He's better grappler. I think he's got more power as well, and I think he's a little bit quicker with his hands. Fabio Maldonado, 6'1" with a 75-inch reach. Fedor is 6 foot with a 74.5-inch reach. So both guys are similar size. Definitely think Fedor's stronger, of course, than Maldonado. And Maldonado is definitely a stand-up fighter. He's a striker. He's a boxer. So Fedor might try to bring it to the ground. But I think he would definitely do well on his feet against Maldonado. So I really think Fedor can win this on the feet or on the ground. I think I'm going to go with Fedor to get a second round finish. Whether it's, a submission or a stoppage, a KO, TKO, whatever. I think Fedor is going to get the job done in the second round. I would assume it's a 5-round fight. It is the main event. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I should have checked that. But that's taking place this Friday. If it's Eastern Time, you're looking at 11 a.m. Friday morning. But you got to have Fight Pass unless you stream it. But definitely want to see Fedor get past Maldonado. And, hey, it's wishful thinking, of course. It really is. But I would love to see Fedor, finally join the UFC. And, just fight anyone in the UFC, take the winner of Barnett versus Arlovsky, something like that. Barnett's never faced Fedor. There's an interesting storyline, two guys that they came up in Pride together. But, like I said, he's got to get past Maldonado, which I think he can. I think he will. I'm picking him second round stoppage over Maldonado. That's it for this one. If you liked the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Peace.